Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am super excited for you guys to just join the party every Teacher Tuesday. Okay, we're turning up and we're doing something different. We're passing on some very important information from the OGs to the new teacher all stars. Okay, so if you are in the building, go ahead and show us some love, and we're going to go ahead and get everything going. I'm super excited about what we have in store for you, and I cannot wait to give you a few gems to add into your teacher toolbox. So let's see who is here and ready, so that we can see and shout you out and show you some love. Welcome. I see somebody. Hey, girl. Hey, y'all. Again, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a moment. I definitely want to share some very important information with you. As you know, this is Teacher Tuesday, and I am Taji, the teacher's teacher. Today, we're going to start learning about the importance of systems in our classroom. System savvy, turning chaos into clockwork, making sure that you're not pulling out all of your hair and stressing out and going to happy hour every day because you don't have any systems in place. Okay, so let's not do that and be more proactive and make sure that we are putting those systems in place and making sure that our scholars are getting all that they need from us. Okay, so again, I'm super excited to introduce to you Mrs. Thomas. In a little bit, she's going to add a few gems, and she's like the student whisperer, so to speak. Okay, so in just a moment, we're going to go ahead and introduce her. But I just want to welcome everybody in and just thank you for showing us so much love. Okay, and being super attentive and open to learning. I had a conversation with a new teacher today, and she was just super excited about just like the innuendos of like, okay, entrance procedures and how to get our kids to exit, and how to go ahead and start setting up her plan for the upcoming school year. And so I told her, continue to grow, continue to learn, and continue to pull on the OGs, because the OGs is going to put you on some game. Okay. All right. So again, thank you so much for coming in. Go ahead and drop some in the chat. Put a little comment in there so we'll know that you're here and that you're here showing us a little love. Okay. So welcome to Teacher Tuesday. All right, just want to go ahead and just introduce myself in case you did not know. Greetings and salutations, and hey, y'all, to the rest of y'all. I am Taji, the teacher's teacher. I specialize in transforming your complex content into crystal clear concepts where you are able to confidently elevate your teaching and your business communication. Okay. We want you to be able to walk into that room, own that room, and to be able to teach with clarity. Okay. And so that's the whole goal, is to make sure that whatever support that I received when I was a first year teacher, I want to make sure that you have that same support when you are now in your classroom as a first year or a novice teacher. And believe it or not, there has been even veteran teachers sliding in my DMs and giving me feedback about some of the gems that they've been learning. And so I'm just super excited for this opportunity. And I appreciate you guys for just being open with the mindset of growth and evolving and reorganizing, because that's the name of the game. The moment you stop learning, that's the moment that you become less and less effective in your classroom. Okay. All right, and so in a moment, I am going to introduce to y'all one of my dear colleagues, my dear friends, and my dear friend. And I just want to share with you just like how we met. Okay, so we had an opportunity to really work with each other doing some special work. Okay, as you know, COVID-19 hit, and we had to create opportunities to catch our kids up from the COVID slide. And so in that, we actually had to create intercession, and we had to create a opportunity for kids to kind of come in, and we created a whole other type of camp for our kids to come on campus outside of the school year for them to get the academic support that they need. And when I tell you, the most organized, the most intentional, and a human being who truly have a heart for children. It may be one child in that building that you are not able to connect with, that you may have an issue with. And that particular child, she has the right words, she has the delicate love, and she has a little bit of that tough love too, to just bring them in and really embrace who they are, and let that child know that they have someone in that building who care for them. And then guess what? I walked into her classroom. And when I walked into her classroom, everything, every place, every transition was intentional. She knew how to deal with kids who were tardy. She knew how to deal with kids who were dealing with, who needed to turn in homework. They entered the classroom a certain way. They logged onto her computers a certain way. Everything was intentional, and everything mattered. So then she actually had the time to build the authentic relationships that she had with her kids. And so, you know what? I don't want to delay this any further, but I definitely want to go ahead and introduce to you all Mrs. Tiara Thomas. Miss Thomas,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Welcome to the party, honey. Welcome to Teacher Tuesday.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for just taking out the time to just share your wisdom and to impart into our first year teachers, our novice teachers, and even some OGs who's been in the classroom who just need a few more resources or tips to kind of help them better their practice. I definitely, before we even get started, I want to hear about your teacher story. How did you get into the game?
Whew. Let me see. To be honest with you, I ran from teaching for the longest time. I was like, I don't want anything to do with teaching. I don't want to work with nobody's kids. That's just not what I want to do.
Uh,
But God said
okay.
otherwise.
Yes.
I went to UNT Denton, go
Mm-hmm.
Mean Green,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I changed my major several times to avoid teaching. But it was like every time I go for a job, I was always dealing with dealing with kids.
Oh
So I
Lord.
worked at daycares, babysat. And I was like, okay, this is what you're telling me, God. Let me go ahead and do it. So I graduated from UNT. My degree was in elementary education. I'm sorry. So I did that. And then my first teaching job was in Lancaster ISD.
Ooh, okay.
This was back in the day. Um, and Lancaster is not what it is now. They have grown tremendously. And so that was my first year teaching Lancaster. And I taught there for 3 years. I taught math in Lancaster for 3 years. And then my family, we moved to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So I taught in Georgia for 6 years. I taught math, reading uh, in North Fulton for 6 years. And then so my husband decided to join education. So we moved back to Dallas. It was like, if we're going to make a difference, let's go home and make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am a product of DISD. So when we came back, I was like, I'm working in DISD, nowhere else. And so I've been in DISD for um, 10 years now, 10, 14 years now. I've been back
Mm-hmm.
in DISD. So that has been my journey.
What keeps you here? What keeps you from grabbing your purse and getting in your car and saying bye?
Oh, there are many days I want to do that. I'm just gonna be honest. There are many days I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's time to wrap it up. But no, like I said,
No,
yeah, ma'am, ma'am,
not
no.
the
I
good
said,
ones, not the good ones.
what?
Look.
What? Y'all can have it. Keep everything. It's okay. It can be
Oh
replaced.
my God. Oh man.
No, but like I said, I'm a product of DISD, and
Mm-hmm.
so I had people that poured into me, and I wanted to make it sure that I poured into somebody that reminded me of me. Because if it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't for those teachers, I wouldn't be who I am today. So that's what keeps me back in DISD
I know
and
that's right.
not picking up my purse and just leaving everything.
Okay. Please don't pick up the purse. Keep the purse. Keep the purse under the desk. Don't pick it up yet. Don't pick it up. The
They can
kids
keep the
need you.
purse too. Just let me get my keys.
Thank you for sharing that because sometimes you do need that personal connection. And so to know like, oh, okay, you graduated from Dallas ISD schools, therefore you are intentional about being in the city and making sure that your students have a representation or have an advocate in the building, okay? And that's definitely what I've seen. Um, it's so funny because sometimes as like a colleague or a new teacher, they may see how you are developing relationships with the kids, but they think that that's just you just being cool.
No.
All right, can you give me like what is the vibe of your room? Okay, what is your vibe?
Well, my vibe, my OCDness is a blessing and a curse.
Okay.
But my kids know that I love on them.
Hmm.
I'm your biggest fan, and when you not doing what you're supposed to do, I'm gonna be your worst nightmare. So
Mm.
you decide which route we're going.
Okay.
So I let the kids I building that relationship. That's the number one thing. That's what
Hmm.
a lot of people don't realize. It's not we cool, we friends. No, no, no. Don't get it twisted.
Hmm.
I'm still the teacher, I'm still the adult, and you
Hmm.
are the child. But we
Yes.
have a relationship where we share mutual respect. It's not you respecting me because I am the adult,
Hmm.
but we respect each other and we respect the space that we're in. So
Yeah.
that's a big part of it,
Hmm.
that mutual respect.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Okay,
Yes.
let's go on and get this party started and why the people have shown up. The millions and millions of people who have shown up to our live tonight want to see this information.
Well, come on, let's get into it.
Okay, so why classroom systems? And so I'm really big on like trying to figure out why is it so important for us to have classroom management and to have effective systems and to make sure that we are organized because it can seem super mundane at the beginning of the year. But then I took it upon myself to like just reach out to some fellow principals, um, just in the principal group that I'm a part of, just to see why classroom systems are important. And this is some of the feedback that I received. And I want to know some trends that that you can identify from some of the feedback.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, administrators, what's the biggest classroom management challenge you see new teachers facing, and share your insights and your tips? And boy, oh boy, oh boy,
They come in.
when I tell you the church came in, okay, the choir sang,
They were
okay, praise and
singing.
worship, and they passed the offering plate because they blew up my timeline. Okay, these principles blew up my timeline about why this stuff is so important. For instance, one of the principals stated that consistent routines, they struggle with that. They struggle
And
with compromise and consistency,
mm-hmm.
lapse of emotional intelligence, failure to set clear expectations and accountability, failure to build relationships, and they're highlighting the small, they're not highlighting the small victories, just as the huge missteps. Okay. And being the model or the exemplar of the expected behavior, set the tone. For example, if no cell phones are allowed for students, teachers shouldn't have excessive cell phone use that's not a part of the curriculum. If no
Mm-hmm.
foul language is expected, teachers shouldn't use it either. If students are expected to be on time and be prepared, teachers should have the classroom ready and prepared.
And I
That's one piece of feedback that I received.
and I agree with that wholeheartedly. The main thing is consistency. The
Hmm.
kids know, oh, so we're not holding this rule today?
Hmm.
Game on. And they're gonna take you for it. So
Hmm.
consistency is key. You have to be consistent.
Absolutely. And then guess what I see? I see lack of time management, not being prepared to teach. Ding, ding, ding. How many times we've heard that already? Not being consistent, rules versus expectation, not being proactive, addressing small problems before they get out of hand. A system can fix that. Not building relationships, acting like the student instead of remaining the adult, being picky about minute infractions, not being equitable, not modeling the behavior and expectations of the classroom. And then it's another one, child. When I tell
Those
you
cell phones.
phones,
Those cell phones get you every
those cell
time.
phones got people up at night. Okay?
Losing all the sleep.
Listen, cell phones told teachers day one, they need to be in the backpacks in front of the room. Only take out what you need for the class, period. They don't do it. I go into the classroom with a basket. I have to point to the phone. This person, this administrator got to
Wow.
go into the classroom, point to the phone, put for the kids to put their phone in that basket and tell them they can pick it up at the end of the day. Only had to do that once, but the news, of course, spread
Very
very
quickly.
quickly.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on. Like, what themes have you identified so far based off of what we share from administrators?
Again, that consistency.
Mm-hmm.
The kids know. Oh, so she let Johnny get away with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm not gonna go as far as Johnny, but I'm gonna get right there with him. And you let him slide, you gotta let me slide. So that
Mm-hmm.
being consistent and holding everyone accountable. And another thing, that modeling.
Mm-hmm.
You have to model what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
The kids see, and I get it, we are human. Don't get it twisted. We have our days.
Yes.
But we have to model what we expect. You expect no food in the classroom, you can't come in with a full course meal eating in front of the kids. You
Right.
have to model what you expect.
That's
And that
very
cell phone, who, honey, whoever invented that,
the worst. The absolute
especially middle school, middle
worst.
schoolers and cell phones.
And I'm so tired of them talking about they texting their mama.
It, tell her to text me. Let me text her. We're gonna text her from my phone.
I'm so tired of these quote unquote mama texts.
My mama texts me. She said
Really?
I need, okay, well, let me call and verify.
Just
Yes.
a hot mess. And
Yes.
so I definitely wanted to just pull some of that perspective in because when I tell you all of these issues, I want to say 80% of the issues that we see are based on the lack of systems that are present. And it's very clear that there's no procedure for cell phones and procedures of, addressing small infractions. And so
Mhm.
take me on a journey. What do I have to do if I'm a new student? I'm coming to your classroom. Take me on a journey of what am I going to go through, or what should I expect as I'm entering the room?
So we start day one, and I
Mm-hmm.
had to learn this the hard way. You think middle school, oh, they've been in school for, 6, 7, 8 years. They know how to come in this classroom. They know how to come. Baby, they know. But will they? No.
Yeah.
So you have to set, I tell my kids, when you walk in, class has started. As soon
Mm-hmm.
as you cross that threshold, you belong to me, and we have started.
Mm-hmm.
So they know to take care of their backpacks, put the backpacks at the front of the room. We have self, was it shoe chart
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
pockets? Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and they put their phones in the pockets, and it's numbered. My classroom, everything is numbered.
Mm.
So if you sit at table number one of everything belongs to you.
Wow, that's
So
good.
I know that if number one something breaks, I know who to go talk to. And the kids know who to go talk to. No, miss, that was so and so. They sit at number 13. And so they know whatever number you have, that's your number until seats change. So
Wow.
they put their cell phones up, they grab all their materials. Because one of my pet peeves is the walking around the room during class.
Oh my goodness.
That bothers me because that's when things pop off. I need to go over here and talk to Taji about, what we were doing over the weekend and who she talking to. And then I got to go hit Johnny back because, he hit me at lunch. And now I got to get my lick back
Yes.
because if I get my lick back, he going to think no, we're not walking. So they know there's no movement. And I make sure everything they need is at their tables or at
Mm-hmm.
their desk. So they have like a little caddy with pens, pencils, markers, sticky notes. And the kids know Miss Thomas counts everything. Told you that OCD is a cursing and a blessing at the same time. So I have students that, monitor the supplies and no, Miss Thomas need 4 pencils. There are 4 pencils in here when we came in. You
Uh,
got your 4 pencils when we leave.
oh Lord.
So the kids
Input.
know. The kids know. And it's like, nope, she's not gonna get on us today. put our
Yes.
pencils back.
Yeah.
So it's just having that system. And like I said, we start day one. Yes, we teaching, curriculum, we're getting into a curriculum or what have you, but the systems have to be in place. You have to have a system for everything. You assume, again, yes, they know how to come in and, when to sharpen pencils. They've been in school long enough to know. Don't assume. You know what they say when you assume?
Okay.
Don't assume it.
You gonna make a what out of
What?
yourself?
I don't know. Not the kids. It's gonna be you.
you. You. Yes. You are absolutely right about that. And
So
just
yes,
like I love how you have the numbering system and the seating chart. Now I have worked with a few new teachers and they was like, I can't get the kids to sit in their assigned seat. How are you able to like make sure that system is maintained?
this I let my students first day they pick their own seats.
Mm-hmm.
Now this doesn't work for everybody, and I don't recommend this for everybody. But this allows me to see, okay, so you and Johnny are good friends, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all can't control yourselves sitting next to each other. So when we make the new seating charts, I know y'all can't sit together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I allow them to pick their seats to start off, and then I start moving them based on their behavior or, lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And so that helps with accountability as well,
Mm-hmm.
putting them with those students that are going to help, monitor their behavior or, because sometimes you can sit with your friend and your friend's going to check you. Hey, you out of line. And
Right.
that's the thing we build in my classroom. We are family. I tell
Mm-hmm.
my students, you didn't get to pick your sisters and brothers. You didn't get to go into the nursery and say, yes, I want that one. They look like they sleep all night. That's not how they work.
Yeah.
So you don't get to pick your family.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pick in here. So we are one family and we work together to build each other up. So that's where it starts.
Awesome. So you are setting the climate, but you're also teaching them the system from day one.
Yes.
Um, and so one of the questions that I had is how would a student exit a classroom? Or do you have a set way of how they do that?
So this is the funny thing. This is one of the things I love too. So my students know, I tell them this is not High School Musical. When the bell rings or you hear people in the hallway, that doesn't mean you are free to go as well.
Right.
I have to dismiss you. We have to make sure everything is put back. And
Mm-hmm.
so I tell the students, when you hear me say, I love you, have a good day, you may go.
Mm.
And so there are days when they get on my nerves. I'm going to be honest. Get on their nerves, they get on my nerves. And I'm like, okay, y'all free to go. And I have students like, no, that's not what we're supposed to do, Miss Thomas. We
Right.
didn't do I love you. Oh, you're right. So let's get it together. So they, like I say, I check them and they check me.
Yeah.
So I tell them, I love you. Okay, now you can have a good day. And they were like, okay, we can go now. But they tried in the beginning, they get up and try and run out. I said, well, that just means longer time with me next time.
Mm-hmm.
And they not trying to hear that.
Right. Right. So, what are your classroom essentials for making sure that you have your room set up that supports the systems that you're putting in place?
One of the things that I try and make sure is that I have walking space for me to make sure that I can get around the room. Because if it's cluttered and it's just jumbled up, I
Mm-hmm.
can't get around. And the kids know I can't get around. So then that makes more opportunities for them to misbehave.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have that proximity with them, a lot of times that cuts down on the behavior issues.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the main things is making sure I have walking space, the room is open and walking space. And then that the students have the supplies that they need at their tables. Because if everything is at your table, why are you getting up? You have
Right.
no reason to get up.
Right.
So those are the two big components, making sure there's, clear space and the students have access to their materials.
Oh, good, good. So, what if okay, little Johnny, he feeling a little hype today, you know what I mean, and he forget to sit in his numbered seat? How
Oh,
do you reset that expectation, or if you had to ever do that?
a lot of times, like I say, the kids
Mm-hmm.
manage each other.
Mm-hmm.
Once you set that tone, they start to manage each other.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, Miss, he not sitting in his right spot. Okay, so if number 13 come up broken, you know who did it because he not where he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids manage each other. And then if I have to, I try not to embarrass the kids
Mhm.
because the students that I teach, a lot of them, that's all they get is the embarrassments. So
Mhm.
I may go stand next to them and say, so so and so must be absent today because they're not in their assigned seat. And they know
Mhm.
once I do attendance, if I mark you
Mhm.
absent, I'm not going back and changing it.
That's good. That's
They know,
good.
and I take attendance based on their seats.
That's good. That is an excellent system.
Yes,
Excellent system. So basically, they're making the decision whether or not they want to be present that day
yes,
and being firm on that. And so I
yes,
hear a lot of like affirmations, but I also hear a lot of systems that are in place and consequence. And it's
yes.
not personal.
No, it's not,
It's
and they
just the
know.
fact that you're not adhering to the system.
And I tell them this is not personal. This is business. I said we
Yeah.
can ha ha he all day long. I said, but this is business because not only are you messing with my money, now you messing with your own money because your grade is your money.
Right.
I said, as adults, we have credit scores. You have grades, and people look at your grades. And I hate to say it, but they make decisions based on your grades.
Hmm.
So you messing with your money now, and we don't want that.
That's good. That's good. So, is there a place where a new teacher can go to find resources or classroom system resources that can kind of get them started?
When I started, the best thing that was available to me was Harry Wong's The First Days of School.
Oh,
When I
wow.
say
Yeah.
that book, yes, it's old as Methuselah.
Yeah.
However, it has a lot of good system. It talks about having systems in place and, making sure you have them day one. Like we say, don't stress the small stuff, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to address the small stuff. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you let them, do whatever in the beginning, that mindset is going to carry on throughout the year. And come April, May, I'm sorry, not even April, May, October, it's going to be rocking, honey.
Woo. Yes, but
So you have to
if you
start
don't
day
start
one.
strong, it's gonna be wrong.
Yeah, what? All year long. All year long.
If you don't start strong, gonna be wrong all year
You
long.
have to start day one. Day one.
Wow, that is so good. You are right. That book, like, was highly recommended to me as a first year teacher. And it really helped with, okay, what are systems?
Yes.
What do I need to consider? How does it look like in the elementary classroom? What does it look like in the middle school classroom, and so forth, and secondary? And that is an amazing resource. I tell every new teacher that I come into contact with that they need to get the first days of school.
Yes.
For
That's a good
sure.
one.
For
Yeah.
sure. That's really, really, really good. Man, when I tell you, child, we have learned some things. We have learned some things. Before I'm going to allow for people to kind of stay connected with you, I
Okay.
just want to know, like, what are some key points or tidbits that you want to just bless a new or novice teacher? What is something they have to know or may need to know that's going to help them through their first year of teaching?
Again, it all goes back to relationships. Um, the TED Talk, Rita Pearson, that sticks to me like nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are not going to learn from teachers that they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to like you, but they have to learn to respect you.
Right.
You have to learn to respect them, and you have to have that mutual respect.
Mm-hmm.
That is a key thing. If they see that you don't respect them, it's done. It's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Your school year is gonna be a short one because I don't know if you're gonna make it. I'm just it's gonna be a short one. It's gonna be a long short one.
Be abbreviated, huh?
But so you have to build that mutual respect, and you do that by building relationships with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You can't always pound on them,
Mm-hmm.
always pointing out the negative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at Johnny. He came in today and sat where he's a come on, Johnny. Everybody's showing some love.
Yeah.
You have to show the little things. You
Mm-hmm.
have to praise the little things. Now, we're not praising the little things all year long,
Right.
but in the beginning, you have to build that by showing, the little things, giving
Right.
them credit for the little things.
Absolutely. And the funny part that you say that is because the reason why you are able to build intentional relationships is because you have systems in place that the kids know how to kind of go along, you know what I mean, know how to navigate the space. So it don't have you all hemmed up taking things personal when they're not adhering to your expectations.
And
And
it's not personal.
right,
That's one thing as teachers we have to let go.
yeah,
Everything the kids say and do, it's not personal.
right, right,
Every day is a new day. Grace and mercy starts fresh every day. You
right.
want it, so you have to extend it. So
Absolutely.
that's part of the relationship building. Let those babies start fresh. Yeah, they got on your nerves yesterday,
Yeah.
but let them start fresh today. And if they
hmm
get on your nerves today, hey, get on them. But let them start fresh.
Absolutely. And can you imagine like how frustrating it is to have to tell the kids every day what to do once they get inside the classroom? How stressful that becomes.
And I tell my kids, I used to teach pre-K, and with
Mhm.
little kids, everything is done with the song.
Okay.
That's Barney and I was like, okay, my Beyonce voice don't work while I'm at work, so you're not gonna get that voice. So if I start singing to you, we're going
Uh,
back to pre-K days.
yeah.
They don't want to hear that.
Right, right. So, man, has been like so powerful. And just those small tips, just real quickly, y'all. If you are starting off your first year of teaching, make sure you get The First Days of School by Harry Won. I'm telling you, it is like the
It's a life
system's
changer.
Bible.
Yes.
Like you gotta have it. Make sure that you go to Amazon and cop a copy of that. And that is going to get you started with how to create and organize your classroom in an effective way. So, how can people stay in contact with you?
Um, I Instagram. It's mrs.tea, as in the tea you drink, Thomas.
Mhm.
I'm on X as T Thomas 3. And yeah, those are my two handles right there.
Yes, y'all. So if y'all happen to have any questions, or if you want to just hit her up and just remain in contact, because I'm teaching you how to build your toolkit. Okay, because Rocktober, you're gonna be
It's
calling on
real.
some people. Okay, you gonna need to
Calling
put
on
people
some
on
people and calling on
speed
some
dial
days.
to keep you sane. And
Yeah.
so I remember how powerful the OGs were for me. And I want you to make sure that you are adhering to some of these resources that the OGs are providing. Okay. Let me double check and see if there's any questions in the chat. I do want to shout out Latoya Maddox. She said this is great for teachers and parents. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that with your friends. If you guys know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who are current educators, go ahead and tell them to follow Taji, the teacher's teacher. Okay, because we are here to support and provide that support for you and your friends because everybody knows a teacher. You remember the teachers from elementary school. You have a friend who's a teacher. You know, you may be homeschooling your own children or have a pod. So everybody knows a teacher or someone who is trying to do that. And what we want to do is make sure that we're providing support because we want our kids to continue to have a quality education. And you cannot make sure that kids have a quality education without equipped educators.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's important, and this is purpose work. And I'm just super excited about the opportunity just to share and to bring some of the amazing people that I'm connected with into your world so you can continue to build. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Miss Thomas, for everything, for pouring into us and sharing this very important information with us about classroom management and systems and why they are important. Okay.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And we're going to continue the conversation, y'all. So next week on Teacher Tuesday, we are going to continue with the conversation of classroom management. And I have a treat for you. I mean, this is one of the teachers who helped me as a first year teacher. I mean, she put out about 5 fires that first week for me. Okay. And this is the original OG. who helped me become the teacher I am today. And I cannot wait to share and introduce you to Miss Johnson, who really poured into me and made sure that I was successful in my classroom. However, until next time, on the next Teacher Tuesday, make sure you're tuning in. Go ahead and share this replay. If you are on the replay, put replay in the chat, and then give this, share this resource with every teacher, every principal that you know, because everybody's connected to someone who might need just a few little things, a few little gems to add to their teacher toolkit. And most importantly, we want you to feel successful. We want you to feel empowered. And we want to see you bloom in your classroom. So thank you so much for joining Taji the Teacher Teacher. And we'll see you next Tuesday.